What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to talk about this chopper card. Because this chopper card doesn't look real. But it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is absolutely real. It's a new promo which is coming around as part of a magazine. And yes, I know this chopper looks very, very weird. But there is a reason why this chopper looks very, very weird. It is actually drawn by Shuhei Miyazaki, who is, of course, the author of Roboco, which is, of course, a Japanese manga, Me and Roboco. Cool. And that's why this looks weird. Because it, of course, is drawn in the style of that manga. And of course it's drawn in the style of that manga because it's drawn by the author of that manga. Now, this is one that actually came to fruition with me because there was a Union Arena set which is coming around. And, of course, that's very important because Union Arena is a Bandai game. This is a Bandai game. So it kind of all comes together and makes perfect sense. I don't know how much that actually works in that regard, but I'm not sure it's a complete coincidence that we had a Bandai game Union Arena with Me and Roboco as a set, and now we got another Bandai game One Piece having a Me and Roboco crossover. Might be a coincidence. I rather suggest not. So, yes, this chopper looks weird, and images of this came out a day or two ago, and I only got round to it today. But it's actually really good because now I've got the full information. The other day, it was too blurry to read. We didn't really have the full info. It wasn't the right time to tell you about it because we didn't know very much about it. Now we do, which is lovely. And yeah, it looks weird and Chopper looks a bit weird, but I adore this. And look, it's a promo. I want One Piece and every game I cover, to be honest with you, to do weird things like this with promos. I love that the other day we got those One Piece Treasure Cruise promos. It's a mobile game, and they're like, wait, what if we did promos that crossed over with this mobile game? Why? I don't know. It'll be cool. Just go with it. And I kind of love that they did. And that makes me really happy. Well, now we got another thing going on here, and I think this is awesome. And the thing is, a lot of the time I say, like, well, take the live action ones, for instance, a drama collection. I often say, look, if you don't like these cards, just ignore them, they're alternate arts. And for stuff like the drama collection, it's true. That's not true here. This is a proper job promo. It is promo number 65. It is mechanically unique. And for those of you wondering, well, how and when are we going to get this in English? I can't tell you how we're going to get this in English or when we're going to get this in English because I don't know. But I can tell you we are going to get this in English. And the thing that really got me was the Shonen Jump 25th anniversary Luffy. Because this was very much a homage to an old issue of Shonen Jump, a magazine we don't get outside of Japan. So that was one where I could genuinely go, you know what, there's a decent chance we never get this promo. Because actually, we never had the magazine, it doesn't really make sense to us, and that's fine. And yet Bandai were like, mate, it's mechanically unique, you're getting this promo, and we got it. So no, Me and Roboco isn't really a thing over here, and yes, I know it is on Shonen Jump, it's on the app, it's on my list of stuff to read. And also, that Shonen Jump app, this is not a sponsored video to be clear, but the app is like £3 a month in the UK. It's absurdly cheap. And it's what I used to read One Piece, and now My Hero, and probably Me and Roboco, honestly. Although, yes, I know it would probably be Me and Roboco rather than Roboco. But it's the same thing, it's just a slightly different accent thing, you get it. Point is, I know it's not really a thing over here, though it has been translated, but I do feel very, very confident we are going to get it. But it is a new promo. And it is mechanically unique, and I have done the translation myself, though I do feel pretty confident about the translation. Although I haven't actually seen it translated anywhere else yet, so fingers crossed. We got a free cost, 4,000 power, counter plus 1,000 when attacking. If your opponent has a cost 0 character on the field, Until the start of your next turn, this character gains 2,000 power. Now, the timing of that is actually really important. It is until the start of your next turn, so you get the power bump on your turn, so you can attack and all of that, and that's lovely. But then you keep the power bump on your opponent's turn, so if they're trying to get rid of you, then they're going to have a harder time doing so. And sure, your opponent has to have a zero-cost character on the board. But look, I've spent the last couple of weeks poring over every deck list I can find for the One Piece TCG, really digging into what's being played and in what numbers. And you don't need to look very deep at all to see that black decks go nuts with reducing cost. I mean, obviously, you've got the big boys. Things like, Kazan that just gets everything down by 5, or Isho that gets everything down by 3. They're the big ones. They're the ones that are going to really make stuff like this super easy. But even outside of that, you got things like Starter Deck, Tashigi, that you just rest to lower the cost by 2, which is not exactly the biggest and most impressive one, but it still absolutely works. And then you basically end up with a free cost 6,000 power. And most of the time, this will be a free cost 6,000 power. And I can't promise it's always going to be, because it might not always be. But most of the time, I think it's fair to say this is going to end up as a free cost 6,000 power character with the counter. And actually, yeah, your generic character would be free cost 5,000 power, counter plus 1,000. This has an extra 1,000 power. And honestly, it's not that difficult to pull off. I mean, essentially, all you need is to attack. And let's face it, this is a character you play to attack anyway. And you need to get a zero-cost character on your opponent's side of the board. And honestly, if you're playing black decks at the moment, you should. You should be able to take one of your opponent's characters down to 0 cost. Or the game's probably not going that well for you anyway, honestly. So yeah, this is fine. In terms of what this actually is, it is coming in the Bentame Jump 2024 Winter, which is being released on the 8th of December, I believe. Yes, Friday the 8th of December is when this book actually drops. Obviously, I'm going to be getting my pre-order in because, I mean, come on. Has to be done, but this is extremely cool. I'm an absolute sucker for magazine promos. I'm a sucker for numbered promos. I love this. I'm a big fan. I think this is awesome. I don't know how much I love the art style, and I know that Chopper looks super weird, and I understand all of this, and yet I just think it's neat, honestly. Now, as a side note, before we finish up, there are a couple of other magazine promos you should be tracking. There is a Jinbei, which is coming in V-Jump, which is coming out on the 21st of November, which is a week as I record this. We don't actually know what it is or what it does, except that we know it's Jinbei. Although I should say, I've done this a bunch with these Japanese magazines. I pick up all these promos. I love it. It is worth noting that the advert almost always uses the actual art of the card, so expect the card to use this Jinbei art. No idea what it does, but there is a Jinbei promo coming in the next issue of V-Jump, which is dropping on the 21st of November. You have been warned. And I can't actually find a picture to back this up right now, for which I apologize. I'll see if I can find one before I post the video. But in the Psycho Jump magazine in January, which is again coming around about the same time as V-Jump, there is a Kozuki Momonosuke Dragon form, which is going to be coming, which is awesome. Unless I've been able to find an image. If there's just a card image on the screen, it is not the promo. It is just an image of Kozuki Momonosuke, but there is a dragon form which is going to be coming as a promo in the next Psycho Jump as well. No, the magazine on the screen is not the one you want. It's actually the one that brought us the Wano Zoro promo. It seemed appropriate because it was another Wano promo. But the point is, there is a Psycho Jump coming with a Kozuki Momonosuke. So keep an eye out for those ones. As always, when they're out, when we got to look at the magazine issues, etc., etc., I will share it with you. That's the kind of thing I do. So those are the free magazines, those are the promos, and now it's over to you guys. I want to know what you think about this. I want to know how excited you are. I want to know anything you want to tell me. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.